Hello race fans, this is Anthony with BBSN and we are back on the track for the 13th event of the 2018 SCRAM season, and this is the Hub Lite 500 brought to you from Golden Gate International Speedway in California. And this race, a 500-mile race, will be 50 turns, so this will be a two-part video. And before we get to TV week and qualifying, let's go over our current leaderboard. Julee Justus has continued her hot run, and she has opened up a gaping lead over second place driver Disco Stu Yurich. And the queen of SCRAM currently with 821 points, and Yurich in second place with 679, followed by Snook with 630. And the only other driver over 600, Cam Croyle, in fourth place. And rounding out the top 10, Bob Walker, who has a couple of wins now and has been coming on, in fifth. Marlon McGarry sixth. Trevor Trostel in seventh. Wayne Montana eighth. Craig Greco ninth. And Brooks Bilovich in 10th place. Other notable names. KJ Nakashima, the flying Hawaiian, has had a very productive season, even though he does not have the best equipment. He is in 16th place. And the young prodigy of Dick Exum, Aaron Hartley, despite only having 8 starts, is in 17th place, so good showings there. Some disappointments in the group, going down to 38th place, Evan Utek, and he has had some issues, only 193 points to date. Others of note, Parnell Drake in 31st place with 295 points. And of course, everybody's favorite sour character, Billy Brett, the Alabama badass, 33rd place, which is probably right about where he should be. But other leaders, Justus is tied for first with most wins at 2 apiece with the aforementioned Bob Walker as well as Cam Croyle. She has double the top 3 finishes of the next driver with 6. And also leads in top 10 finishes with 9 in 12 starts. So she is having a dominating season, and that is why they call her the Queen of SCRAM. So she is one of the TV drivers this week due to her dominating performance thus far this season, as well as Bob Walker, who won last week's race, the GetAJob.com 400. So we will get right to the rest of the TV drivers, and there's going to be 9 total, so 7 more TV drivers. And let's see who they are. First up, Kenny Hicks, and one of the also-rans with a chance to make something happen. Dangerous Denny Baker, Jeff Daly Jr., and Disco Stu Yurich, and he needs that to keep pace with Julee Justus. Cam Croyle, Chuck Tafaro, and finally Mark Forth, another of our non-trophy drivers who's going to get the opportunity to shine this week. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. So we will get them set up in a total, again, of 9 TV drivers. And that trait really does not come up a whole bunch in race, probably from 1 to 3 times a race, but it can make a difference, definitely makes a difference in qualifying, especially for those drivers that do not have a trophy. And of course, this leaves fan favorite Mooch Thomas once again and his fans looking out on the edge and risking not getting into this race. So we will start the qualifying, and again, Kenny Hicks automatically gets a gold trophy for the purpose of qualifying. So he has an actual chance to get the pole position, which would be something else to say the least. So 45 and Hicks. 45 is going to be a TV interview. And 44, the thing about racing, it's unpredictable, and I think we saw some of that unpredictability today, placement C. And he's going to go to the top of the bubble stack. Actually, no, he has a trophy, my bad. He will go to the blue die position in the middle group, which is 4. So that quality comes into play for him. Next up, Dangerous Denny Baker, and Baker with a 41. And 41, driver praises sponsor and TV segment, placement C. So he will go to the middle group as well in the 3rd spot there on the blue die. Jeff Daly Jr., 16. Hot Weekend, Hot Laps, placement A plus performance chip, and placement A. And he's going to get the blue die position in the top group, which will be 6, and a performance chip. So a good way to start the race. And next up, Disco Stu, 45 for Disco Stu, and he's going to give a TV interview as well. And 41, want to thank my sponsor for sticking with us this week. It's been up and down, but we'll get it together on race day, and that is a placement C. So Disco Stu is going to qualify in the 16th spot. Cam Croyle, and Croyle with a 14, positive fan interaction during race week and solid times, placement B. A gold driver is placement A. And that is exactly where Cam Croyle is going, up to the pole. So Croyle has the pole position, and next we will go to Chuck DeFaro. And Tafaro with a 41, and that is going to be driver praises sponsor, so he's going to get the placement C as well. And Chuck Tafaro will start in the 10th spot. And a 14 for Mark 4th, and positive fan interaction and solid times, placement B. So placement B for the non-trophy driver is going to get the next position in the bottom group, and that is better than getting beat with a stick and not qualifying. So 4th in the race now. So both non-trophy drivers had very positive race week interactions. And our final 2 drivers, and Julee Justus of 46. And 46, Hot Week and Hot Laps, placement B plus performance chip. She's going to go to placement A. So that means she is going to be in 2nd place, starting right on Cam Croyle's tail, and we'll have a performance chip. The rich get richer. And the Duke of Dixie, Ray Bob Walker, 52. New sponsor for the race, Extra Publicity, placement C. So Ray Bob is going to go to 15th. And next up, we will do our fast drivers. So for fast drivers, as a reminder, fast drivers gold go to highest position in top group, silver highest position in top, bronze highest position in middle, and no trophy next position in bottom group. And we're going to have 8 fast qualifiers. And Mooch Thomas's fans are eagerly waiting. And Scott Steckel, so the much maligned 55 team, has a driver in the race. Tom Rossi. And Rossi is going to go to the highest available position in the middle group, which is 8th. Chase Fetterman, another who does not usually qualify. He's in at 22nd. So a lot of underdogs making the field. Greg Carl gets the 9th spot. And the snooker, Clark Snook, he will be right behind Justus and Croyle up front, and he needs to make a run this week to climb back in this thing and reel in Julee Justus a bit. Brooks Bilovich gets the 4th spot. And he is due for a good race. And Aaron Hartley, the protege of Dick Exum, nicknamed the Prodigy, he will get the 11th spot. And our final driver, Kerry K-Fab Cacciola. So the top group is stacked with talent. And next, our slow drivers, and not looking good for Mooch Mania this week. There is only 4, but we also already have a total of 4 non-trophy drivers in the field. So non-trophy or slow qualifiers, and this is gold. Next position in bottom group, silver and bronze go to bubble stack. And if you do not have a trophy, you are not starting this race. So Merrick and Wayne Montana and the 99 car, Big Sky, is in at 23rd. Paul Chen, and Paul Chen is our first DNQ. And better luck next week, my friend. And finally, Nick Fenstemacher, so the 41 car, also not qualifying. And everyone else will be normal. So gold, top group, silver middle, bronze bottom, and no trophies go to the bubble stack. Here we go. Grand Pleasant in 24th spot. Trevor Trostel gets the final spot in the top group, starting 6th. And again, that top group is loaded. 25th place for Gary Pine. KP, Kevin Pettis, in at 26th. And the Alabama Badass, Billy Brett, 27th place. And again, that is better than watching from the sideline. Robbie Petrosky, he's going to go to 13th. Evan High-Tech UTech will get the 17th spot. And he's had a very disappointing season thus far. And Mooch. Well, Mooch, he goes to the 2nd position in bubble stack, so he is probably going to make this, which fans are going crazy about. Blake Schlegel, Ralph Roach, so we're on a string of non-trophy drivers. And McAtee, he's going to get 18th as the top group is full. So only one more position available, and that goes to Austin Bigler. So everybody now with a trophy goes to the bottom group. As Bigler starts 19th, so here we go. Marlon McGarry, 28th. Vic Holder, 29th. Corey Wallace is probably not going to get in this race. Donnie Schrupp is definitely not. Cinderella Man has a win and a top 10 finish against all odds this season, but he'll probably be watching today, as we do not have that many non-trophy drivers left. Jason Leonard gets the 31st spot. Craig Greco, 32nd. Lucas Vanover, 33rd. 34th spot goes to the Electric Gypsy, Jordy Pettis. And Alex Hodge will not qualify. KJ Nakashima, the Flying Hawaiian, 35th. Chris Wynn, 36th. And it's going to be close for even Mooch to get in this field. His fans are keeping their fingers crossed as they wait for the final qualifying time. Sean Hashhagen, 37th. Marty Mullen will not make it. Lonnie Lane gets 38th. Joey Plonka, and Plonka, one of 2 active feuds. He's in a feud with Cacciola. He gets the 39th spot. And our other feud will be the 99 and 24 cars, which of course will be Big Sky Montana, and the 24 car is Tom Rossi. They had a little bit of a dust up. Sunny Swain, she with the golden smile, gets 40th. Only 3 more spots to go, and it looks like Mooch, despite 2nd spot in the bubble, is not going to make it. Kendrick gets 41st. And Kurt Bryson 42nd, and that does indeed mean that Mooch Manny will not be running wild on the Golden Gate International Speedway, as Monica Merrick gets the last spot in the field. So others that did not qualify: the Mooch Man, Mooch Thomas, No Moochmania, Blake Schlegel, Ralph Roach, and the standard positions for all these gentlemen: Corey Wallace, the Cinderella Man, Donnie Schrupp, Alex Hodge, and last and definitely least, Marty Mullen. So that is it. We are set to go. All right, and start your dice, gentlemen, and this is underway. The Hub Lite 500, again coming to you from the Golden Gate International Speedway. And I did not write down the rest of the TV drivers. Hold, please. 30, 60, 56, I got him. And we are missing one. And Danny Baker. All right, we're set. Let's roll. Turn one, and they come out of the gates. Camp Royal in front, and we are going to start right away with a rare event. And it's going to be the bottom group. Let's see what the event is. $25, and rare event, driver incident bottom group. So driver incident, we will use the driver finder to determine which driver starts the incident, and it will involve either the driver in the next place or behind. And you can roll a die to the side. Both drivers roll on their trouble page and resolve using the normal trouble procedure, and this will start a feud right out of the gate. So for the bottom result, or the driver finder bottom group, 32. And 32 is going to be driver number 7, Gary Pine, and this will be the driver Kevin Pettis behind him. So they'll have to roll and make a save on their trouble chart now. And Pine needs a 10 to escape, and he is collected, so right away we're going to have a yellow here. Kevin Pettis needs a 7, and both drivers collected. So some clanging bumpers right out of the gate, and Pine, he has a pit crew rating of B. So he needs a 10 to stay in the race. He is good, but he will go to the back of the pack a lap down. And a 6 for Pettis, he is also good, so both drivers. And we're going to have 2 laps under yellow. And Pine and Pettis are going to be feuding upside down this way, not card way. So we have 3 active feuds going on in this race now. 50 and 1 join the feud list. So that's going to make things interesting. And that takes us to turn number 4. So turn 4 and 6, we have a duel. And that's going to be the number 5 cars in the middle group. So that will be Yurich and Utek, and let's see if they're going to. Utek's going to go for it. He's going after Tom Rossi, and Utek gets it done, gets a performance chip, and Rossi's going to have to make an escape roll. And Disco Stu is going after Greg Carl, and he gets him too. So both drivers get performance chips. And Rossi needs a 9 to escape. He's good. And Greg Carl needs an 8, and he just as good. Gets a little sideways, straightens it out. They are okay as we go to turn number 5. And middle group, and a 4 is going to be the TV trait. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers with that trait in the middle group. So we'll start with Ray Bob and Kenny Hicks. So Ray Bob Walker, Duke of Dixie, going after that top spot. A 1 is automatically going to get a failure on that. Kenny Hicks. And Hicks passes a gas pedal check, and he's going after Jeff Daly Jr. And Daly Jr. is going to have to use a chip to fend him off. Some good driving by Kenny Hicks, and Daly Jr. had to use all the tricks there. Dangerous Denny Baker fails a gas pedal check. Chuck DeFaro coming up hard on the outside, and he is going after Julee Justus in a blue 4. And she also has a TV trait, so she is going to rebuff him. And he settles back to 10th. That is the wrong person to pick on. Disco Stu. And Disco Stu going after Trevor Trostel. Passes a gas pedal check, but Trostel has enough to fight him off. And Disco Stu uses that performance chip to move into the top group. And Trostel bumped back to 9th place. Not a real big deal this early in the race. So we will head to turn 6, and we are 1 turn away from our first pit stop, top group, and it's going to be a heat check. So with the heat trait, Daly Jr. does not have it, neither does Yurich. Cacciola, no, and Brooks Bilovich does. And Bilovich, Croyle's got the heat trait as well. He's going to fight that off. Clark Snook has the heat trait. And 4 passes the gas pedal check in a 6, and Snook is going to be our new leader. So Croyle leads for the first 6 laps. And lap 7, the pit lap, we will have a new leader. Julee Justus also has a heat trait and a chip, however, so she passes the gas pedal check, and does she have to use the chip? She does, but that is going to get her into first place as we head to the pits for our first pit stop of the day. So the top 3 swapping spots, some exciting racing up front as we head to the pits. And this will be on this pit stop will be actually both middle and top groups and the leader. And we also have a pit violation on the double, so no drivers will switch, and we will have to identify who that offending driver is. And we're going to say this will come from the middle group 53, driver 5 odd. And that is going to be Tom Rossi. So Rossi, he is going to get drops parts on track, so he's going to get knocked to the back of the pack. And as this occurred on pit lane, no need to make a fill in the gap check. All right, and the top 2 groups are going for performance chips, so here we go. First off, Julee Justus, and she needs a 10. Just gets it. Clark Snook needs a 9. He's good. Cam Croyle an 8. Got one. Brooks Bilovich misses his. Cacciola needs a 8. He's got it. Disco Stu, a 7, good to go. 9 for Jeff Daly Jr., gets it. Evan Utek, an 8, he misses his second. And Trevor Trostel, an 11, easy money. One of the best pit crews in the business. 3 for Tafaro, just misses it. 6, Aaron Hartley misses it. A 4 for Baker, no. Robbie Petrosky, he's got 1. And no for Kenny Hicks. Ray Bob Walker, a 9, he rolls a 12, sorry. 5 for Carl, no. Pete McAtee needs a 7, just gets it. And a 9 for Bigler, he is good. A 3 for Mark Forth, and no. So we will move everybody up. And then we will see who gets to challenge our leader coming out of our first pit stop. All right, and finally, Austin Bigler. And the first challenge of the day will go to Disco Stu Yurich. So some old frenemies battling here, and Disco Stu needs a 4 or better. Doesn't get it. Let's see if he spends his performance chip, and they do not. And Justice holds the lead coming out of the pit. So on to turn number 8 we go. Julee Justus in front, and we have a duel, and this will be again the number 5 cars in the middle group. So Hartley and Carl, and Hartley's going to go after Chuck Tafaro. Doesn't want to go after one of the top, and Hartley, he fails. He's going to have to make an escape roll, needs an 8, and he gets it done. So no harm, no foul there as we head to turn number 9. And middle group, and it's going to be a reflex check. So the Duran Duran check comes out, takes center stage, and that takes us all the way up to Greg Carl, the first one to have it. Carl, he's going after Jeff Daly Jr., and he fails the gas pedal check. Next up, the Duke of Dixie, Ray Bob Walker. And Ray Bob, he gets it done. He's going after Brooks Bilovich, the only one up there without a performance chip. And last week's winner is going to vault into the top 7. Skillfully maneuvering past Ray Bob. And Kenny Hicks. And Hicks needs a 3, and he rolls a 6, and he is a yellow triangle driver, which means he is going to have to go on to the problem chart. So tough break for Kenny. And 32 on the problem chart. Loosen turns to the end of the bottom group. He does not have to roll for a repair. And we will have to roll to see who gets to fill in the gap. And we will come back and do that after we resolve the rest of these checks. So Tafaro, no. Austin Bigler, he has got it. And Bigler is going after Cam Croyle. Passes a gas pedal check, and that is going to be enough to get it done. Let's see if Croyle, he does spend a performance chip, and Bigler's going to spend his. And they're going to get a switch of positions anyway. Next up, Robbie Petrosky, and Petrosky going after Austin Bigler, and a 3. And that's going to be enough to get it done for Petrosky. And a blue 3 passes Bigler, who falls back to 10th spot, where Croyle is back there waiting for him and laughing. And finally, the Terminator, Trevor Trostel, and Trostel going after Clark Snook. And that is not going to be enough to get it done. So let's see if they will spend their performance chips. And they do, and Snook retains the 2nd spot. And finally, we go to Evan High-Tech Utek, and Utek, he's going after Snook as well. Doesn't get it done, but he's going to spend a performance chip, and Snook continues to have issues in these challenges. So now moving up, and we will roll to fill in the gaps. Scott Steckel needs a 2. Fetterman a 3, and Fetterman, I don't think he's ever been here before, finds his way into the middle group. And still a lap down is Gary Pine and Kevin Pettis, and I'm sure they're exchanging some pleasantries back there, the start of their feud. And we are up to turn number 10. And middle group, and 7 will be a skill check. So Chase Fetterman, and Fetterman is going to get the first opportunity to get in the top group in his lifetime. And he's going after UTEC, and he's going to get it done. 6 on the blue die, passes the gas pedal check, and Fetterman, a shocked Evan High-Tech UTEC, as Fetterman races by him smiling. 4th fails the gas pedal check. Dangerous Denny Baker fails his, and Aaron Hartley fails his. Chuck Tafaro, and Tafaro fails his as well. Chase Fetterman could end this turn in 2nd place behind Justus. Unbelievable. Austin Bigler, and Bigler, he is going after Ray Bob Walker, so those two battling a little bit early here. And Bigler has enough to get it done, so he zips past Ray Bob on the inside. Ray Bob falls back to 10th spot. Terminator Trevor Trostel going after Chase Fetterman, an easy mark, but a 1, and Fetterman uses a brake pedal bonus from the top group to fight him off. Trostel is shocked. And Snook's going to take a crack at him. That's almost unfair. All Fetterman has is that 1 bonus, and that is not going to be enough. Blue 2, and Snook back up into 2nd place. Laughs at Trostel as he leaves him back in the middle group. And we go to turn number 11 now, and we've got a duel. And 8, that's the number 6 cars in the middle group, and that's also going to go to the feud result. Right, and those number 6 cars, UTEC is going to go after Chase Fetterman, and that almost is not fair. And he failed, so he's going to have to make an escape check here. And he fails the escape check, so UTEC is going to get bumped. And he has a pit crew of B, so he needs a 10 or better to stay in the race, and he barely does, but he's going to go a lap down. And Mark 4th, he is not going to chance it. So that Chase Fetterman fights off Evan UTEC, and that's going to put us under a yellow for a turn. So Scott Steckel, and we have some really unfamiliar names up here in the middle group. And UTEC a lap down, and now we need to resolve our feuds. So the feud, a 1 or a 2 will be Planca and Cacciola. 3 or 4 will be Big Sky Montana and Rossi. And a 5 and a 6 will be our newly minted Pine Pettis feud. And this is going to be Big Sky Montana. And Montana, he is, where is he? Uh, 99 car. Come on now. He's probably right. There he is. Jeez, oh, 20. And he's going after Rossi, and the 24 car is in 39th place. So Montana will be the rabbit, and Rossi the turtle. Here we go. Let's see what happens with this. And 6, turtle and rabbit both to bottom. So they hit bumpers, get a little sideways, and everybody zips right past them. And that really doesn't hurt Rossi as much as it does Montana. That will keep that feud going. Even get it a little bit more heated, and Kenny Hicks vaults up into 39th place. So they remain on the lead lap, however, and they are back there, and we have 2 sets of feuding drivers together out in the back. As we head to turn 13, and 4 is going to be a TV or middle group, sorry, 6 will be a star check. So star check in the middle group, and we will start with Dangerous Denny Baker. And Baker, he's going after Disco Stu Yurich, and he does not pass a gas pedal check. Next up will be Chuck Tafaro, and Tafaro has his sights set on Robbie Petrosky. He passes a gas pedal check and gets enough to get it done, but Petrosky uses that chip and says, "You stay back there." Pete McAtee with a star quality and a performance chip, and he'll have his sights set on Disco Stu as well, and McAtee does not get it done as Yurich fights him off. Let's see if they keep their performance chips, and they do not. Disco Stu retains his spot, however. And Ray Bob Walker, the Duke of Dixie, double star quality, and he goes after Austin Bigler, and 4 on the blue die. And that is going to get it done. So Ray Bob, the hot driver coming off a couple of wins, vaults up to 7th place, and he's going to get another crack at our leader, Julee Justus. And Justus with a star quality is going to take a blue 6, and that's not going to be good enough. Close, but no cigar. And finally, Trevor Trostel, also a double star quality. And Trostel, he's going to fail with first on a blue 1, second check. Gets the gas pedal, and he's going after Clark Snook, and Snook fights him off easily. And finally, Chase Fetterman, a non-trophy driver, a star, go figure, and he fails a gas pedal check. So Justus, safe up in the lead. This is her 7th lap as we head to turn 14, and middle group again. This will be a heat check. And for the heat trait, we're going to start this with Aaron Hartley, the protege of Dick Exum. And he's going after Disco Stu Yurich. And Hartley, I'm going to teach the old veteran some new moves there. Obviously showing what he's learned from Exum as he gets up into the top 7. Next up will be Greg Carl, and Carl, he's going to go after Snook, but a blue 1, not going to get that done. Brooks Bilovich, and Bilovich fails the gas pedal check. Chuck Tafaro fails the gas pedal check. And Cam Croyle, and Croyle going after Robbie Petrosky, and he's going to show him a thing or two. Vaults back up into the top 7 into 3rd place. And Austin Bigler. And Bigler, bad news, he's going to roll a problem, triples. So to the problem chart, 63, and that is going to be an unscheduled pit stop, unspecified reason, roll for repair. And we are still in the first third of the race, and Bigler has got a B pit crew, so he's going to take a 9 or better, and he is good. But he is going to go to the back of the pack and down a lap as well. And finally, and that actually concludes the heat check. So everybody in the middle group will move up. And 4th, and Steckel comfortably ensconced in the middle group there. Graham Pleasant needs a 4 to roll up. He gets it. So back of the pack is not where you want to be. We have 4 cars a lap down. Nobody has left the race yet, though, so that is good news. And we will head on to turn 15. And finally, a top group check, and this will be a star check. So Ray Bob with a double star, and Julee Justus is going to take a blue 6. He fails on the first one, coming back at her, and she fights him off easily. Daly Jr., and Daly Jr., he passes the gas pedal check, but not going to get it done on the blue die. Let's see if they will keep their performance chips, and they do not. So that is big, as Julee Justus with a performance chip is a solid bet up in that position. And next up, we will go to Kerry Cacciola with a performance chip. So we're going to have a new leader regardless. Passes gas pedal check, does not get a blue 6, but he has a performance chip. And KFAB, Kerry Cacciola, is going to vault up there and be our new leader. Julee Justus leads for 8 laps. And Cam Croyle and Clark Snook, those still are going to have a crack at Cacciola. And Cacciola is going to take a blue 5. And Croyle does not get it done. And Snooker misses the gas pedal check. He would have failed anyway. So Kerry Cacciola is our new leader as we head into lap 16, turn 16. Julee Justus back to 4th and middle group 6. And that is going to be a star check. So we will start with Graham Pleasant, and performance chips are all off the board. Pleasant going after Clark Snook, and a blue 4 is not enough to get that done, as Snooker with a bonus and 2 brake pedals fights him off rather easily. Next up, Dangerous Denny Baker fails a gas pedal check. Chuck Tafaro, and Tafaro fails a gas pedal check. Pete McAtee, and McAtee, a blue 1, automatically fails. And finally, Trevor Trostel, double star. He's going to make a run, fails a gas pedal check the first time, trying to get back into the top. And he's going after Aaron Hartley, and Trostel going to get past the upstart and into 5th place. And finally, Chase Fetterman, the unsuspecting star, needs a 3 on the red die and does not get it. And we head in for our second pit stop now. As we hit turn 17, we'll take this part 1 to turn 20 and do part 2 either later tonight or in the morning. So heading into the pits, and 6, that will be TV drivers and the leader if a TV driver, which is not. So first of all, 1 and 4 cars change position. So that's Snook and Trostel up top. And Hartley and Fetterman. I'm going to swap with Disco Stu and Greg Carl in the second group. And our TV drivers will roll for a performance chip. So let's start that off with Cam Croyle. Needs an 8. He's got 1. Julee Justus. And almost not fair to give her a performance chip. Jeff Daly Jr. a 9. He's good. Ray Bob Walker a 9. Good. Disco Stu misses his opportunity. Chuck Tafaro, no sir. Dangerous Danny Baker, he's got 1. You need a 4. And finally, Mark 4th. And 4th does not. You do not get a performance chip in the bottom group. So let's see who's going to challenge our leader, and it is going to be none other than Cam Croyle. And he's going to get it done regardless, and he gets to keep his chip. So Cacciola leads for a couple of laps, and our new leader for turn 18 is going to be Cam Croyle. And 3 turns before we wrap this up and call it a race for at least part 1. Top group, and 4 is going to be the TV trait, so that is going to mean his Croyle's time at the top is probably short. So Ray Bob Walker, and to pass, he's also a TV driver, is going to take a blue 5. And doesn't get it done. Let's see if they use their performance chips, and they both do. Croyle retains the lead, and that means we are going to have a new leader as we go to Jeff Daly Jr. next. And Daly Jr., he's going to have to use a performance chip to get that lead. And that means Julee Justus will be our leader when all is said and done. And 3. And he does enough to fend it off, so she'll have to use her performance chip. So easy come, easy go there. But the Queen of SCRAM is back up into the lead as we start turn number 19. And top group, and 3 is going to be a star check, and the symbol there used trouble on the final 5 turns. Not going to come into play here, of course. So double star, Ray Bob Walker, and it's going to take a blue 6. Fails there. Red and blue dice were reversed. Fails twice. Cam Croyle next, and Croyle's got the blue 6, and he's going to get it done. So some nifty driving there and some good action up top. As we're going to have a new leader for turn number 20, Clark Snooker, and he fails a gas pedal checker. He would have been up there. Jeff Daly Jr., no sir. Kerry Cacciola. And again for Croyle, it takes a blue 5, doesn't get it done, and Trevor Trostel is going to get 2 shots at it. So Croyle, blue 5 and red, and Trostel, he's going to get the lead, so he will be our new leader as we head into turn number 20. And we are going to wrap this part 1 of the race up with this turn. So a lot of action up front, and some of our more talented drivers in the top 7 currently. And finally, the 3rd group, and 9 is going to be a control check. So what this means, being a lap down, house rule, they have to best the leader to get back on the lead lap. And Trostel has control, 2 brake pedals, and the bonus. So it's going to take a blue 6 for these guys to get back on the lead lap. Bigler first, no sir. And UTEC does not have control. And Pettis just misses. And finally Gary Pine. And Pine just gets it done. So blue 6, and he's able to get back on the lead lap. So excitement in his pit. And we will now move up through the rest. So Big Sky Montana looking to climb back up into the 2nd group, fails a gas pedal check. Kenny Hicks does not have it. Monica Merrick fails a gas pedal check. Kurt Bryson. And Bryson is going to have a problem. So if he goes out of the race, 41. And 41, battery change, drop to front of bottom group. Well, you can't very well drop to the front of bottom group if you are going to gain places. So we will say he gets bumped to the back of the bottom group, which makes a little bit more sense there. So continuing on, and Joey Plonka involved in a feud, and he fails a gas pedal check. Lonnie Lane fails a gas pedal check. Sean Hashhagen. And Hashhagen fails a gas pedal check. KJ Nakashima, the Flying Hawaiian, and he is going after the number 2 odd spot, Robbie Petrosky, and is a blue 1 going to be enough to get it done? Yes, it is. Petrosky does not have the control trait, so KJ Nakashima in business and up in the middle group. Jordy Pettis, the Electric Gypsy, and Pettis, he's got the gas pedal okay, and 6 odd. It's going to be Graham Pleasant, and Pettis with a blue 4 is going to finally move up into the middle group. And Jordy looking for a good outcome this week. Lucas Vanover next. Vanover fails the gas pedal check. Craig Greco, and Greco is going after Chase Fetterman, and Fetterman has nada to defend himself as a blue 1 gets it done, and Fetterman back to where he probably should be. Next up, Jason Leonard, and Leonard going after 3 even, which is going to be Chuck DeFaro, and blue 5 is going to see Leonard vault up into the middle group. And Marlon McGarry, the old veteran, salty old veteran, and he's got a problem too. And 55, and that probably will not be a good problem. Oops, wrong place. 55, good, actually, it actually says good problem, or odd problem, I'm sorry, my glasses. Odd problem. Pit crew A or B, problem does not occur. And he actually does have a pit crew A, so never mind, a good problem. Is there ever a good problem? And finally, Billy Brett, the Alabama badass. Haven't heard much from him in this race, and he fails a gas pedal check. So that is going to wrap up turn 20, and you know what? We're going to go to turn 25. Why not? We'll make it an even 25 turns in each part of the race. So turn 21, this is a one more turn kind of game. Bottom group, skill check. So again, Bigler will have a chance to move up, and Trostel, unfortunately, still going to take a blue 6 to get back on the lead lap. He doesn't do it. And Evan Utek, no. Kevin Pettis, no. And now Kurt Bryson, looking to get back up into the middle group, fails a gas pedal check. And Big Sky Montana. And Big Sky fails a gas pedal check. Monica Merrick. And Merrick, she will get it done, and she goes all the way up to 8th place, passing Greg Carl. A nice run for Monica. Pumps the fist for girl power, and she is in the middle group in 8th place. So next up, Randy Kendrick. And Kendrick fails a gas pedal check. Sonny Swain. Swain fails a gas pedal check. Joey Plonka's got double skill. And he fails a gas pedal check on the first one. And Plonka, he's not going to fail it on this one. And she's going to overtake Jason Leonard up into the middle group. Lonnie Lane. And Lane coming hard on the outside. And he's going after Jordy Pettis. And Pettis is going to say, no, sir. I'm going to fight you off. Chris Wynn next. Wynn can't put it to the floor, and he stays put. Robbie Petrosky looking to vault his way back into the middle group, and he's going after Brooks Bilovich, and Petrosky, some slick maneuvering there, gets past the veteran, and he is back in business in the middle group. And Chase Fetterman, and the surprising youngster, goes after Disco Stu Yurich. Is a blue 4 going to be enough to get it done? Actually, 2 brake pedals, and he has a skill trait, but it's going to be. So Fetterman turning heads, and Disco Stu is in disbelief. How did this upstart get past me? This guy can't even make the race field half the time, but he's in 9th place now. Chuck Tafaro, and Tafaro going after Jordy Pettis and a blue 3. And Tafaro going to knock the Electric Gypsy back into the bottom group. Vic Holder. Holder has been quiet this race. Have not heard anything from him yet. And he's going after Joey Plonka, but Plonka with the double skill and a brake pedal going to fight him off. And finally, the Alabama badass, Billy Brett. And Brett, he goes after Aaron Hartley, and in a battle of up-and-comers, Brett is going to vault past Hartley into 15th spot with a little bit of attitude as we head to turn 22. And we've got a duel, and that will be the number 5 car in the top group, which is Julee Justus. And is she going to go after Croyle? Of course she is. And performance chip for Justus. And Croyle has to make a save, an escape roll of 10. He is good. So a little bumping there, but no foul. And we go to turn number 23. And that's going to be middle group 9 will be a control check. And Scott Steckel, actually Chuck Tafaro, going to start us off. And Tafaro going after the 5th spot up top, Croyle, and Croyle with the bonuses is going to fight him off. Steckel is next. Steckel passes the gas pedal check, and he's going after Jeff Daly Jr. I do not think a blue 2, actually. All he has is the brake pedal bonus. So Scott Steckel, out of nowhere, vaults in his smoking bucket of bolts up into 4th place, and the drivers up in the top group are going, who the hell is this guy? He doesn't even belong here. But guess what? He is there. And Mark 4th is going to get a shot as well, and 4th going after the wrong person there. And she is double control and the star bonus, so she's just going to laugh and swat him back. Alabama badass Billy Brett's going to give it a crack, and he fails a gas pedal check. Craig Greco. And Greco, he's going to try Justice too, and she's like, what is wrong with you? Don't you know I'm the queen of SCRAM? You can't do that. Joey Plonka up next, and Plonka picks a more reasonable target, but the brake pedal bonus of the Duke of Dixie, you're going to fight him off. KJ Nakashima, the Flying Hawaiian, coming up on the outside and slips his foot off the gas pedal, no sir. Pete McAtee, and McAtee going after the Snooker, and Snooker's going to fight him off easily. Some good battles going on, but the top group is remaining intact, minus the addition of Scott Steckel. And Monica Merrick is going after the Duke of Dixie Ray Bob Walker, and Merrick, they swap places 7th and 8th as she is in the top group with some nifty driving. Heading to turn 24, and 2 turns to go. We got a duel, and this will be the number 5 cars in the middle group. The second time that's happened. So, Mark Forth is going to go, you know what, you only live once. He's going after the Duke of Dixie, Ray Bob, and he gets it done in a performance chip. So Mark Forth taking advantage of even being in a race, and Ray Bob's going to have to make the save, needs a 9, he's good to go. Dangerous Denny Baker with a chip, no problem. He's going after Chase Fetterman, and Baker fails it, but he's going to spend that performance chip to make it so, which you can do, and means he gets it right back. And Fetterman now has to make the save, and he needs a 9. Ah, oh, Chase, the hell. So Fetterman, and we're in the second half of the race, and he has a C pit crew, which means he's going to need a 7 to stay in the race, and he does. But it will be at the back of the pack, a lap down. And that is going to bring out a yellow flag as well, which will take us through turn 25, and that will wrap up part 1 of the Hub Lite 500 from beautiful Golden Gate International Speedway as we move everybody up. So as we head for intermission in this race, nobody has yet exited the race, which is good. That will be a first if we make it through the whole race with all 43 cars still up and running. So our leader at the midway point of the race, the number 6 car, the Terminator, Trevor Trostel, followed by the Queen of SCRAM, Julee Justus. Kerry K-Fab Caccioli in 3rd. Scott, I'm not going to be here too long, Steckel in 4th. The Snooker, Clark Snook in 5th. Cam Croyle in 6th, and finally the lovely Monica Merrick in 7th. So thank you for watching this, and as always, please leave any feedback and thumbs up the video, and we will be back later with part 2, and until then, keep rolling for the finish line. See ya.